Hey, welcome, Chapel Hill, Tennessee, where all the action is going to take place today. I'm Army Armstrong along with my buddy Greg Randall. NTPA championship pulling, unlimited. That says it all. This thing could be a shootout before the night's over.
Well, it's be a shootout, but everyone's gunning for Bill Voorhees. I mean, can anyone stop Bill Voorhees? He's just been an unstoppable force the last few years on the NTPA circuit, you know, and he says, these dump truck motors, well, those 5 dump truck motors are taking a dump load of cash and points along with them everywhere they stop on the tour. So the question is, can anyone slow him down? We got Bruce Law out there with Show No Mercy. He's got 5 Hemis on board. He's within striking distance of Bill Voorhees, our points leader. And then you also got a couple new guys. The Bauer family have a new cross-threaded machine debuting it here in Chapel Hill this weekend. It's going to be a capable machine once they get the bugs out. And then you've got Billy Loftus and the Stud Mule. He's got 4 of those Bob Miner Rhino Hemis on there. And you know, they said it's hard to stop a charging Rhino.
Keep in mind, he may have dump truck engines, but he ain't talking no trash.
Let's see who's Ashley's with.
I'm here with Wayne Purser's Uncle Sam and Billy Loftus' Stud Mule. And these 2 tractors are 2 tractors from Texas and Oklahoma in a class that hails mostly out of the Midwest. That's something to say. These guys are both competitive, though, and you might see either one of them in the winner's circle tonight.
Yeah, and you got to believe they wouldn't have come this far if they didn't think they could take a win. Chapel Hill's, you win here, you're winning big in this sport, aren't you, Greg?
No doubt about it. And our test puller is Bob Jostock out of Lapeer, Michigan, and the Wild Child.
Okay, now explain to people why there's such thing as a test puller. Other motorsports don't have such a thing.
Well, it's an option for the first driver, kind of being the guinea pig. He doesn't know what the track's going to do with that sled behind him, so it gives him the option to take the pull or drop down in competition.
Okay, and he gets that number just by pure luck of the draw.
That's exactly right. He'll go enter, they'll roll a number for him, and that number you'll see on cards, usually on the side of the vehicles. Different numbers kind of tell what arrangement they come to the line.
See what's going to happen here. The Wild Child, 5 motors.
We had one motor go dead on him on our side there, Army.
Yeah.
You saw the butterfly shut, 294 and 1. And let's see if Bob likes that pull. Yes, he'll take it. So
I think he may have to. He killed that 1 inch. And, you know, this guy here rock and roll you in a heartbeat. He comes out with all kind of these Chrysler Hemi engines, and he's not afraid to pull the trigger on this thing.
yeah, this is Bruce Law and Show No Mercy. He's got 5 of the Sassy Racing Hemi 526 cubic inch motors on board, Engler frame. Did some revamping over the winter. Changed the engine replacement. Looks relatively the same to the naked eye, but you get a little closer look, and there's been a lot of work done there over the winter.
You notice at the last minute how he's cinching himself in. Now he's going with the neck brace and everything. Got the full roll cage in him. Man, years ago you wouldn't have seen that, but technology and safety is so important. Trying to go on the other side of that 294 with the 1, and literally you're going to have to show no mercy to make it happen. Did you see him bouncing about 3/4 of the way through? He'd get thrown around. Shy of the 300-foot mark, only goes to 299 with the 3, but he was getting yanked around inside that cockpit.
Bruce, 299.4. Made an awesome pass right at the end. You were rattling and rolling in the tractor. I don't know what's going on at the end of the track here, but you've made a comment that if somebody can get through that, might have trouble. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's going to be in contention, but there's a lot of real good iron back there yet, and I think somebody's going to roll it out the end here and back out of it. But good track, good crowd down here. The weather's kind of warm, but it's just great. Got to thank Pennzoil for all they're due for the contingency money here, and just trying to get some extra money out of this deal, that's all.
Just trying to get some extra money out of this deal. How many times you heard a racer say that? I don't care what kind of racer it is. You can say that. Who we got coming out now?
This is Terry Jostock. He was our runner-up to Bill Voorhees last year in the point chase, and right now he is looking at that 299 and 3 mark left down by Bruce Law. Bruce mentioned the Pennzoil Cup. This is the second leg of the series, so these guys are clawing for every inch they can here to try to get part of that $60,000.
Yeah, the Pennzoil put that money on the table and said, go after. 299 with the 3 sitting out there. Let's see if anybody can get him. close, but no cigar. 271 with the 1. It's amazing how hard they lean on this equipment.
Yeah, not the run he was looking for. You can see him kind of shaking his head. No. Boy, a couple of these guys, not the runs they're looking for, as we see Wayne Purser roll out of Norman, Oklahoma. This is the Uncle Sam tractor. He's a former NTPA Grand National Champion in the modified class with 4 motors. For the Unlimited, he adds a 5th one on top. And he's got those vertical collectors, as you like to talk about, intakes for the blowers.
And he's figured his stuff out. You know, it's amazing the technology that goes into this. Now, he's a very successful businessman during the week, but he goes pulling on the weekend. So his plate's full, believe me, and he's got to depend on somebody else to keep those engines running for him as he goes back to make a living. I believe he's involved in the trailer manufacturing.
Yeah, he's co-owner of Elite Trailer, and he and his wife Dana are big integral parts of that trailer company.
Front left motor went away, front right motor blew a blower belt. Other than that, it was a perfect run. 278 with the 6. If he could go back and do it again, I guarantee he'd do something just a little bit different.
Yeah, not exactly the run Wayne was looking for. Had a tough on equipment here tonight, but out rolls Bill Voorhees, defending Unlimited champion, and the American Thunder Machine. I'm sure people have watched it in the classes here on RFD have seen this tractor several times, make several very good runs, and this is a good test. Bruce Law talked about somebody going out the end and backing out of it. I wonder if he was thinking of Bill here.
He very easily could have been, and I want you to look at where Bill spotted the sled. He's the first one to come over and to put this sled on the extreme left side of the starting line. So he's seen something there that other people haven't seen. Essentially the safety equipment right there, neck brace is ready to go. It's just about showtime. Let's see what this guy can do, trying to get on the other side of 299 with the 3. Voorhees can do it. If he can get a straight run, he's going to run down the left side of the track. That's on the start part. Let's see where he winds up. Out of here is where he wound up. How about that? But look where he ended up, on the right side of the track.
Yes, and you know, he didn't really roll out there. He had to work for every inch there. But hey, it's good enough.
NTPA Championship Pulling Series, presented by Pennzoil. It's not just oil. Pennzoil. Also brought to you in part by Chevrolet. Chevrolet Trucks, the official truck of the National Tractor Pullers Association. By Enderley Fuel Injection. By R&L Carrier. By U-Crate, an R&L Carriers company. Senpico Lubricants. The United Soybean Board. NTPA's 2008 season, sponsored by Soy Biodiesel and the Soybean Checkoff. And by Max Brake. The revolution in brake control is here. Max Brake. And other fine supporting sponsors. And now back to Greg Randall and Army Armstrong.
Hey, thanks, Alan. Well, Greg told us we're going to see a war. Buddy, that's exactly what's happened. These guys have put the war paint on and are going after each other big time.
Yeah, and you know, we just saw Bill Voorhees just squeak by a full pull, and that makes you wonder, is there anyone else out there that's going to get the job done? It's going to take, as I always say, an excellent run to do so, but kind of have my doubts at this point. But there's a lot of horsepower back there. Let's see what the rest of the field can do in the Unlimited Modified.
What kind of run's it going to take?
A good run.
And here comes Steve Bollinger out of Stonington, Illinois. This is the Money Pit. And he's a farmer out of Illinois and triple Allison aircraft engines.
Yeah, he's one of the Bollinger boys, and they always come up with something. The Allison aircraft engine is unique because you can run it naturally aspirated, you can inject it, you can turbocharge it, you can supercharge it. But right now, they're just trying to figure out how to get enough horsepower. And it's a different kind of horsepower than we've seen so far. This is just pure torque horsepower. Automotive engines, you got to scream. This guy, you got to roll it.
He's bad.
Looks like your local marching band coming at you with the big scoops on the front.
Yeah, you talk about cubic inches, 1,710 cubic inches times 3.
Steve, right before you ran, Bill said somebody else was going to get out here. And what a pass. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that tractor run like that in a while. And it really, you put the power to the ground tonight on an awesome track. Tell me about it.
Well, we spent the last probably 3 months working on it, moving the motors forward, trying to transfer the weight to the front. And tonight we had the track right, and it worked perfect for us. Felt good.
What are you going to do for the pull-off?
I'm going to go back and fill her up with fuel, and hopefully we can get her.
Well, hey, looky here coming out. It's another triple Allison aircraft engine. Brian Diekman, Genoa, Ohio. He's a boiler maker by trade. And this is the rat poison. Beautiful, beautiful looking fenders there, Army. Check that out.
Yeah, it's a theme. You know, I like this course. They still name the vehicles. And when I got to drag racing years ago, everybody had a name for a vehicle, and you're known by your name. Well, rat poison. See what's going on. Now, he knows that this engine combination can work, but the guy in front of him made it work. Just not working good enough, is it? He missed it just a tick. A 292 at the 2. Not going to be good enough to get him in that pull-off.
Here comes Billy Loftus out of Princeton, Texas. And this is the stud mule. Now, if you'll check out the engine configuration on this, they're not actually straight in the frame there. They're kind of off at angles.
Well, the torque has a whole lot to do with this sport and everything. And maybe these guys just partied real hard last night and said, let's go build a tractor.
Well, I'll tell you the truth about it.
It works, I understand.
Well, the truth about it is we asked him about it, and he said earlier that it's just so he can use the same collector pipes, and they fit in there with the motors leaning that way. There's no advantage he knows of.
That's an awesome run.
Look at that.
Wow.
Pull from the guy out of Texas.
Yeah, the kid out of the Lone Star States. What they say, don't mess with Texas.
Well, that's a very nice pass.
Billy, gorgeous pass out there. 306 feet. Only one tractor ahead of you, one behind. Looked good. Maybe a little flame torch in the back left or back right motor.
Correct.
What happened?
I backed out of the throttle real fast and loaded it up, and I hope that's all that's wrong, and I think we just got to pull the plugs out and spin it over, and I think it'll be good.
What he meant there was he got too much. When he backed out of the throttle, he just dumped a lot of raw fuel in it. You don't want to start it with that much fuel in it because you'll mess up a piston. Tom Bollinger coming out now.
This is the Top Gun Twin Allison. We saw Steve earlier with the triple. This is the Stonington, Illinois twin. And this guy likes to go boating when he's not pulling pulling tractors.
Not going to be there, is it?
Yeah, a little under horsepower for the unlimited class. As you can see, he's about 40 feet behind the guys at the top. But hey, a great run there nonetheless for the Top Gun.
Well, just like his brother said a moment ago, they spent about 3 months trying to get everything dialed in, and I'll guarantee you they used that tractor we just saw to help do it. Next guy out goes to the far side of the track. Your leader with the full pull. 2 of them came off the left side, just going to try it on the right side.
This is Adam Bauer. This is a brand new machine. You've seen Adam in the mini rod division. Now you see him in the unlimited with a cross-threaded machine. He's got 5 Rhino Hemis on board. The front 4 have 871 superchargers. The back has a 1471. This frame came from LD Nation, had about 6 runs on it, and they decided to get a whole bunch of horsepower and get the frame and come out here and play with the big boys.
And
Test
they got,
run.
yeah, and something else. They got a real pretty tractor too. Check out those colors. Oh man, the motor's real fast if you can drive out of it. Rocking big time on the big end.
Well, they got to be pleased with that. First time out in the Unlimited, 264 and 3. And it's time for our pull-off here in Chapel Hill, Tennessee.
Got 3 tractors here in the pull-off tonight at Chapel Hill, Tennessee. Bill Voorhees, Steve Bollinger, and Billy Loftus. Stay tuned to see who's going to win.
This is what you come to Chapel Hill for, to see the best in truck and tractor pulling, and the Lions Clubs make it happen in this community. But we're down to a 3 tractor pull-off. Hey, we got a lot of stack fire coming out of Voorhees' vehicle on that stacked motor.
Yes, and you know, Bill Voorhees here has quite a reputation going in the Unlimited class. He just seems to be a guy that doesn't have much competition the way he kind of lays a lumber. But tonight, a little different story for Bill.
And that guy has just got this track figured out. Simple as that. Watch this. Stands up and takes a bow.
Yeah,
A 312 with the 4. He shuts it off quick. That's his best shot, his only shot. And he said, boys, come and get me.
Heavier sled, he goes a little farther. So he figured it out a little bit better from the first run, that's for sure. And out comes Steve Bollinger in the money pit, Triple Allison. And, you know, he had a very nice run the first pass, maybe the farthest run of the 3 that are in a pull-off. So let's see what this Triple Allison powered machine can do here in the pull-off.
Now, he said he moved the engines forward on it in order to get a better balance. Isn't it amazing in this sport of brute raw horsepower and brute raw weight and tire speed and everything? Balance is what you're going after.
Well, and he also was able to put on the new Firestone 2000s, and that makes a big difference too. And that's why he needs to move those motors out front, because he's getting a little better traction.
Voorhees stays on top. Bollinger took a shot at him, but a 300 with the 5 not going to get the job done tonight.
No, but you know, Steve's got to be very pleased with that run. First time out of the box for him this weekend, and a nice pass. That's going to really be a lethal combination as the season goes along.
Now here comes a guy with his buddy. Said, hey, let's build a pulling tractor. Not really the case, but it kind of looks that way. He's got a different idea.
Well, you know, and this is a brand new tractor for Billy too. For years he's pulled in the modified division, a former super modified full drive truck puller, but this is definitely the most horsepower he's had, and had that one hurt motor. We'll have to see how that holds up here in our pull-off.
He can watch the injectors on the back 2 motors to see exactly where they are as far as the engine, how far they're open and everything.
Well, the motor's held together, but that's not going to get her done. Bill Voorhees is our winner.
Well, we said this guy wasn't talking any trash, man. He muscled up to know how to do this.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, this is probably the closest Bill's had in a pull-off situation. I mean, I can't think of the last time when Bill Voorhees was on a bubble working the 310 system where he might have actually got bumped out of the pull-off. But, you know, it's a clean slate when you get into the pull-off. And, you know, I like Bill's chances in the pull-off, as does most of the crowd watching this machine perform over the last few years. Actually standing by with our winner, Bill Voorhees in American Thunder.
Bill, a hurt motor, torch at the beginning of the run. It doesn't matter, I don't think. If you got 4 motors, 2 motors, 5, whatever's running, you still go 312 feet. Amazing pass on a hurt tractor. And you win here again at Chapel Hill, Tennessee. Tell me about it.
Well, Chevy motors got a lot of torque, so they're kind of amazing. They can be hurt, and when they get a lot of air, they make good power. I tell you what, it was a really tough class tonight, and that first pass I made, I kind of broke that crust in the track that built, and then we had 3. But I hate beating the Bollingers. They're just such a fantastic family and everything, and And but I love beating Hemi, so the only thing that could have made it better tonight if we'd had a turbine in the show to beat on. But anyway, I love Chapel Hill, Pennzoil. This is great to put this money in it. We got one whale of a crowd. There's no way I wasn't going to hammer on that thing. I was ready for flames and fire in my face, but everything went good. So I'd love it here at Chapel Hill, and people need to get out and watch some pulling. It's a fantastic thing.